So let's see what Job say, how he look. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with him? You know, 'cause a lot of people, you know, they think Job was a so-called white man. They think everybody in the Bible was so-called, Caucasian, but no, that's not the fact. We're gonna read you. Thus, we got receipts. We got scriptures to show you receipts. Okay, so read what you got.
Job chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
Here's Job. Job said, "My skin is black upon me." You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was a dark-skinned man. Yeah, shalom, shalom, shalom. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. I'm Officer Nahum with IUIC Raleigh. We're here today live. Here on Oak 93.5 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're gonna bring out some current events. We got a lot of current events. A lot of things happen during this week. You know, some things happen, but today, this morning, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. So who we got here in the studio? Today?
Officer David.
Officer Obadiah.
Officer David, Officer Obadiah. So real quick, let's, how things been going with you there, Officer David? How you been? How you been doing?
Doing good. Like you said, current events, been paying attention. As prophets, we're supposed to watch and keep up with the times. So I've been doing good and paying attention to what's going on. There's a lot going on in the world.
Oh yeah, you got that right, man. There's a lot of things taking place, man. What about you, Obadiah?
Yes, sir. Same here. Been paying attention because what you about to bring out today is going to be pivotal to the future that's imposing on us, and not paying attention, get caught up.
That's right. You gotta pay attention to the times. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people don't pay attention to what's going on. Why? Because they caught up into all the BS that's on TV, all the social media, all that different type of stuff throws them off.
Right.
It keeps them off, keeps them asleep. They watching reality TV but don't really know what's going on in reality, on their face with the news and current events and things of that nature. So real quick, so we're gonna start with, what's today's date? Today's the 28th, right? Mm-hmm. Today's the 20th of February. So it's the last day of the month, right? This is the last day of Black History Month, right? So I know that's like a big thing in the Black community, right? So we have a lot of, a lot of people, they take pride into Black History Month. So let's pull up that. Give me that first article there about the Black History Month. I'm gonna read a little bit about the history, how this started off, because a lot of our people don't know. Some of our people, they, like our generation and the generation before, they done. They've been, participating in this, this History Month, this Black History Month. So, I want you to read this thing live. I want you to read, read live for me, the Officer Obadiah.
Black History Month is an annually observed commemorative month originating in the United States.
So this is where it started. It started in the United States, here in Babylon the Great, right? Go ahead.
Where it is also known as African American History Month.
Okay, read on.
It began as a way of remembering important people and events in African American history.
Right. So this take place. I always go back to we always hear about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Go all the way back to slavery. What's the name? Harriet Tubman.
Right.
It go all the way back to all those people. But read on.
Before it spread to other countries where it could celebrate Black people worldwide, it initially lasted a week before becoming a month-long observation since 1970.
Right. So before, back there during 1970, right? So that's about probably about 50 something years ago, right. almost 60 years ago. So so before it was celebrated for a week. It was a Black History Week. Pretty much that's how it was observed. Then they finally gave us the whole month, So, and it's the shortest month, right? It's the shortest month in the calendar.
Still feel like a
So look, a lot of our people, they take, they go big, they go hard on this thing, on this top of the month. Not saying, it's a bad thing because a lot of our younger generation don't know anything about our history, right? So, but read on.
It is celebrated in February in the United States and Canada.
And in Canada, right? So North America is celebrated, you know what I'm saying, in the month of February. But go ahead.
Where it has received official recognition from governments, and more recently also been celebrated in Ireland and the United Kingdom.
Yeah, so just to let other people know, you have black folks there in Europe too. Right. For those who ain't never traveled outside of the country, there's a lot of black folks in Europe. You got to remember, some of these same people, you know what I'm saying, that our slave masters, they come from these countries right here, okay? So they brought slaves over, you know, they had the transatlantic slave trade, right. You know, and it was bringing slaves back and forth from America to Europe, from Africa, you know, even from the Americas, you know, the Native Americans too. They were shipped over there, and slavery on slave ships too. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. The slave ships in Mexico, the slave ships in Central America, South America, the Caribbeans, you just name it. Go ahead.
And has been celebrated in Ireland and the United Kingdom, where it is observed in October.
So they do it in October, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's click on where it says origin right there. You see that part where it says Origin Negro History Week?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Origin Negro History Week 1926. The precursor to Black History Month was created in 1926 in the United States.
So this is when it first came about, right? For that week, it was during 1926, okay? So this is what, you know, we had a week. This is during the time of the Jim Crow era, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they gave us a week, you know, so now we got a whole month, you know what I'm saying, from 1970. But go ahead.
When historian Carter G. Woodson in the Association of the Study of Negro Life and History announced the second week of February to be Negro History Week.
So that's when it was first observed, on the second week of February, okay? So we're going to find out why, but read on.
This week was chosen because it coincided with the birthday of Abraham Lincoln.
Hear that? It coincided with the who?
The birthday of Abraham Lincoln.
So one reason is because of the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, you know, so they say Abraham Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, right, with the Emancipation Proclamation. Right. Go ahead.
On February 12th, and that of Frederick Douglass on February 14th.
So that's one of our, somebody you always hear about during Black History Month is Frederick Douglass, right? You know, I'm going to say he came from Maryland because you got Frederick, Maryland. I know when I went to elementary school and summer middle school, when I used to live in Silver Spring, Maryland, Frederick Douglass was a big, known, and important person in that state, okay? Right. But go ahead.
Both of which black communities had celebrated since the late 19th century. For example, in January 1897, school teacher Mary Church Terrell persuaded the Washington, D.C. school board to set aside the afternoon of Douglass's birthday as Douglass Day to teach about his life and work in the city's segregated public schools.
Right, so like during the time when the schools were segregated, you had your black schools and you had the white schools, right? So, you know, they had, you know, they talked about Frederick Douglass, you know, he's a big known person, you know what I'm saying, in the black history, I'm gonna say it like that, with the black communities and all that stuff during that time, you know, because like I said, everything was segregated, the cities, the towns, you couldn't go, like you from the country, you couldn't go on that side of the train tracks at a certain time, you know what I'm saying, during the Jim Crow eras. Also, you know, if you got caught over there during that, you know, I remember my pops told me, he said, like, back in the days, he said, you couldn't get caught over there overnight. You can come over there to go shopping and things, you know, things of that nature, but after dark, you better not be caught across the train tracks. You be able to be on your side, you know what I'm saying, your side of town. So that was called the black side, you know what I'm saying. You had, cause my dad, he from Wake Forest, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying. That's just right up the road here. It's right next to, you can't even tell the difference if you coming from Wake Forest to Raleigh, you know what I'm saying, now off of Capitol Boulevard or 401, you know, so it all kind of merged in together. But, you know, at one time you could tell the difference, you know, and hey, you could, you know, everything was segregated. It's still to this day, I want to say, some people that's from there, hey, you went to the swimming pool on the white side of town. We wanted to go to the nice pool where I think it was Wake Forest Roseville High School at the time. Now that you know, that was Wake Forest High School. Then Roseville got their own high school. But yeah, Wake Forest Roseville High School, that was called the white pool. Then you had a black pool that was on the black side of town. You know, more ghetto pool or whatever, you know. So I know some people who listening, you know, if you from that area, you know what I'm talking about. Then some you can relate that come from, you know, those segregated towns during that time of the Jim Crow era, right? But go ahead, read on.
The thought process behind the week was never recorded, but scholars acknowledge two reasons for its birth. Recognition and importance in 1915. Woodson had participated in the Lincoln Jubilee, a celebration of the 50 years since emancipation from slavery held in Bronzeville, Chicago.
Right, so that Jubilee, you know, we read about Jubilee in the Bible. Jubilee is, you know, that's when, like, if you owe somebody something or you had some servants, you know, you had to let those servants go free. You know, this is like servants, like somebody, you had a hired servant of your own people. After 50 years, or if there was any kind of debt, or of that type, you let them go free. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jubilee is. Okay, you read the year of release. That's what it's going into. So they're saying, okay, 50 years after slavery, you know, they called it Jubilee, and this is where they, you know, where they get the Emancipation Proclamation. That where they say 50 years from that. But go ahead.
The summer-long Jubilee, which drew thousands of attendees from across the country to see exhibitions of heritage and culture, impressed Woodson with the need to draw organized focus to the history of black people. He led the founding of the ASNLH in Chicago that fall toward the end of the Jubilee.
Right, toward the end of the Jubilee. Like I said, we ain't gonna read all of this, but y'all get the point. You know, I just want to bring up, hey, you know, today's the last day of so-called Black History Month, right? So this is something that's been going on for years. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some, you know, what is it? What year was that? They said I just realized something. What year was that?
Where they had the expedition.
19 what? You said
1915.
1915, right? So you think that's over 100 years. 101 years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hey, that's some things there. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, this is a century later. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, now we're reading about this. You know, how this thing here started, because a lot of our people don't know how this thing came into you know what I'm saying, how it become I'm not gonna say a holiday, but a heritage now. You might have said a heritage as far as black people, but we'll give you guys a news flash here. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is black history. Right. You know, for those that don't know, the Bible is black history. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's see here real quick. Let's get into the script real quick. I just want to kind of bring y'all up to speed as far as that right there. So let's give me Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7 real quick. So we're going to read about the first man that was ever created. You know what I'm saying? Here on the earth. The first man created, we know it's Adam, right? So let's find out how he was created and what he had looked like. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, right? So what color is the dirt on the ground, the earth, right? It's different shades of brown. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere from a dark brown, anywhere from to a light tan brown, right? So, but when you wet that tan brown, it's gonna be dark. You know what I'm saying? So all our people, they came from the ground. So when you die, you go right back into the ground, right? So read that again.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
They gave him the breath of life, right? So give me Jeremiah 14 and 2 right there. I'm just touching on some of these, these are what we call basic milk scripts right here. So I'm going to give you guys an early morning glass of milk right here, right? The milk does a body good, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and read that.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Judah mourneth.
So the Bible says Judah mourneth, right? So the tribe of Judah is your so-called African Americans, right? You know, and also going into Judah is short. The word Jew is short from the tribe of Judah, or the three tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that was there during the time of Christ, okay? Because the other 10 tribes, most of them came over on this side of the world, okay? So what was left was the Jews, okay? That's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So they are in mourning at this particular time, okay? Meaning they're going through trials and tribulations still to this day. Read.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground.
Said they are black unto the ground. Just like, go back to Genesis 2 and 7, okay? Yep. How they black into the ground, because Adam was created from the earth, right? Different shades of brown. So let's find out a prophet, recall, old prophet, Job 30 and 30. Give me Job 30 and 30. So let's see what Job say, how he looked. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with him? You know, because a lot of our people, they think, Job was, was a so-called white man. They think everybody in the Bible was so-called, Caucasian, but no, that's not the fact. We're gonna read you. Thus, we got receipts. We got scriptures to show you receipts. Okay, so read what you got.
Job chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
Here, Job said, my skin is black upon me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was dark-skinned man. That's what we say when, that's what they call us. Look at those blacks right there. Or blacks or Hispanics or Native Americans. We all different shades of brown.
Right.
Go ahead, read that again.
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat.
And my bones are burned with heat. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he was going through those trials and tribulations, right? He was being tempted by the Most High through Satan. Okay, yeah, the Most High sent Satan to him to try him. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, there's no angel running around here doing what he wants to do, not without God's consent. Okay, all right. So give me that in let's get Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5, real quick. So let's read about our forefather, King Solomon. King Solomon come from the loins of King David, okay? For those who don't know, he come from the loins of King David. So, Solomon looked like his father, right? Read what you got.
You start at verse 1, so
yes.
You go straight to verse 1.
You start at verse 1.
Yes, sir. The Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon.
Which is Solomon. Solomon wrote the book of Psalms, okay? What I'm saying? The Song of Solomon, he wrote this right here, which is I thought you said songs, but songs. The Song of Solomon. He wrote this song right here, okay? That's what it's going into. Well, didn't nobody else read it, no female or none of that stuff. He wrote this right here. So let's see what he said. Read.
Verse 5. I am black.
He says, what?
I am black.
He says, I am black. Go ahead.
But comely.
I'm black and beautiful. You remember the old little hair thing? I don't know if it was just for me or something, whatever. But hey, so I'm black and I'm beautiful. I'm black and I'm, and handsome. That's what he said. I'm black and beautiful. Go ahead.
Oh, ye daughters of Jerusalem.
He said, now he's talking to the women. He said, oh, you daughters of Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Or, Israel is considered a female. You know what I'm saying? The nation of Israel, because the Lord is married to us, okay? Get that real quick, just to show them, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord, that the Lord consider us a commonly delicate woman. Okay, so I didn't have that in my thing, but I just got to prove all things. You got that for me?
I'm sorry.
But disregard. Don't worry about it. We'll come back to it. Let's go back to Song of Solomon. 1 to 5.
Yes, sir. So, the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Say, I am black and comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, right? So what does that mean? He's black and he's comely. I mean, he's black and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm black and I'm beautiful. Just like our people always say about each other. Even all the way back from, back in the days. Why? Because a lot of our people hate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Back during that time, a lot of our people still to this day hate themselves. That's why they color their hair blonde or they bleach their skin, so on and so forth. But read on.
As the tents of Kedar.
As the tents of Kedar, because Kedar is black, okay? Meaning it's dark. These are the tents of Kedar. Go ahead.
As the curtains of Solomon.
As the curtains of Solomon. Read.
So, that's it.
Yes, July 6 and 2.
Yes, give me that 6 and 2. Give me that.
Switched it up.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2.
Okay, go ahead.
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
So that's what he's going to. So I liken Zion. Zion is Israel, another name from Israel, as a comely and delicate woman. Okay, that's how Israel. Everybody says, you daughters of Jerusalem. That's what that's going into. Okay, so that's Israel is that comely and delicate woman. That's what the Most High said. He's married to us. Okay, that's who. Y'all always hear about the bride and the groom. That's going into Israel. Okay, so. All right, so go to let's read about Christ. Give me Revelations 1 and 1 real quick. So Revelation 1, we're gonna give you some description of what Jesus the Christ looked like, because we see the Caucasian image that's there. That's not biblically. You know what I'm saying? It's not biblical. You're not gonna find that anywhere. But read what you got.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So the revelation of Jesus Christ, right? So what is the root word for revelation? Is to reveal. Okay, reveal what's going to take place in these last days, or what's going to happen. That's what the prophets always did. They always reveal things that's going to happen. Okay, it may not happen right then and there, but it happened down the line, or it could have come to pass the next following week. So we always predicted things, but the Most High showed us. We'll touch on that as well. But read on.
Which God gave unto him.
So which God gave unto him, right? Read.
To show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Who is the servants? The Israelites, okay? On things which must shortly come to pass. What's going to take place? Revelation, reveal, prophecies, okay? Go ahead.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
To John the Revelator, okay? He told John, hey, he said, he signified it. Go ahead, read.
Who bear record of the word of God.
He bear record. What does that mean to bear record of something? He seen this thing and he wrote down what he saw, okay? That's why it's called the book of Revelation, meaning John the Revelator wrote that. Let's see what he read, what he see.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. And his head and his hairs were white like wool.
So his head and his hairs, right? The hair on his head, the hair on his beard, you know what I'm saying? It was white and woolly in texture. What people got, wool is, you look up a definition of wool in the old dictionary, it's going to show you, or in the encyclopedia, it's going to show you wool is the texture of Negro hair,
right.
Okay? You don't see, Amalek or the Jewish people that's over there today with that type of texture hair, okay? With that woolly, nappy, kinky stuff that's hard to put a comb through. You know what I'm saying? You comb that thing get to snapping and pop like some Rice Krispies, okay? So go ahead and read that again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Meaning, because he's full of wisdom, go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So his eyes were red. You know what I'm saying? The whites of his eyes was red. Why could Christ, he drank wine? You know, you go back to Genesis Genesis chapter 49 and 12, it is explained that the whites of his eyes was red, okay, and the teeth was white with milk. So it's showing you, you know what I'm saying, he ain't shooting no laser beams, he wasn't no Cyclops or no X-Man or nothing like that. It's just, you know, a lot of our people that's dark skinned, you see the whites of the eyes are red. Or if you drink a little wine, your eyes gonna get red, but he wasn't no drunkard, okay, read.
Right.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So Christ's feet was like fine brass. So we look at brass. Brass is like a brown, you know what I'm saying, derivative of brown. Let's say like me, they say I'm light skinned. I'm more like what you might would see in a brass or a penny or something like that. But let's see how Christ looked. Go ahead.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they burned in a furnace. So if I take that penny or anything, you burn it in the oven and something hot, what color is going to come out? It's going to come out dark, very dark, chocolate, black. And that's how you refine or how you polish brass. You have to burn it, okay? Right. So people don't know that, and it comes out very dark. And you will not get a Caucasian image with that bronze like that, with that dark burnt. You know, matter of fact, you see the bronze metal, right? Mm-hmm. You know, bronze is, you know, is another derivative of brass. You know, you see that metal, you never see it in peach or pink or red or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so with that, give me Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5, because Daniel, our forefather Daniel, he prophesied also. He seen Christ in a vision as well, okay? So let's see what he saw, you know what I'm saying? We got to see what he's seen, so give me Daniel's 10 and 5.
Sir. Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up my eyes, and look, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. A
certain man seen clothed in linen, right? So he has a nice garment on, read.
Whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. His body was like the beryl. So
he had on a green garment with a gold belt, right? Ain't talking about no Ric Flair belt, but he had on a golden belt with a green garment, okay, like emerald green. Go ahead.
And his face as the appearance of light.
Because that's that shine. That's when wisdom shine on you. Like, remember when Moses came down from the mountain, he said his face shone. He had to cover his face, right? So, hey, but if a man he got a lot of wisdom on him, his face gonna shine too, okay? That's why some people say, I see an aura glow on you, you know what I'm saying? If you in these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, you're a spiritual man or woman, hey, the people gonna see that about you. You stand out. You that light in darkness. Darkness is sin, okay? But read on.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
So that's that redness that he said. His eyes, they had that red aurora to it. Okay, go ahead.
And his arms and his feet, like in color.
Hold up. His arms and his feet. Now, it's not just talking about his feet. He said his arms and his feet, like in what?
In color to polished brass.
He said in color to polished brass. What's polished brass? Burnt in a furnace. Man, that brother was chocolate, man. He was dark skinned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was black like Shaka Zulu. You know what I'm saying? Hey. So hey, you know, you gonna figure. You know what I'm saying? It don't take a rocket scientist to, you know, if I was to read that scripture to my 4-year-old son or 5, 6, 7, whatever, hey, he gonna get that. Matter of fact, I can read that to a young Edomite kid. They gonna understand it. I tell them, draw this. Get them a crown. And they draw what we describing. They're gonna draw a black man.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So now, give me go to John 14:9 real quick. So let's see what, you know, we had our forefather, you know, Philip. Philip, one of the disciples that walked with Christ. And he had asked Christ a question. This same thing we will ask Christ if we was here on the earth. You know, we want to know what the Father looked like. But read what you got.
John chapter 14 and verse 9. Jesus said unto him.
Go to the verse above.
Verse 8. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the Father.
So he said, I want to see what the Father looked like. Can you explain to us, Christ, how the Father looked? Go ahead.
And it sufficeth us.
And he said that this was sufficeth us, right? Now he's showing, what he's asking. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at this. He's asking him a question, so he's letting you know there's a difference between Christ and his Father.
Right.
They're not the same, okay? So he's letting you know there's two different entities, okay? Go ahead.
Verse 9. Jesus said unto him, Have I been so long time with you, and have yet hast thou not known me?
He said, you ain't known me, man, but go ahead.
Philip, he that has seen me has seen the Father.
You see me, you see my Father. Why? Because I look just like my daddy, okay? So, you know, you got to see what's going on, what's being said, okay? A lot of our people don't get that. He said, you seen the Father, you seen me. Is there more?
And how sayest thou then, show us the Father?
He said, how you going to say to show us the Father? You see me, you see my Father. You know, I come in the image of my dad, of my Father, okay? So now give me Daniel 7 and 9. Real quick, Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. You know, just to give you more proof right here. So now we know he looked just like his father, right? So let's find out how the Most High God looked, okay? You see, because Daniel had a vision. he seen him in the night vision. Read what you got.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
He said, I beheld to the thrones, because I seen this in the vision. But this is when all the kingdoms were cast down, okay? Everything, and nothing left standing right here, okay? He said, I beheld to the thrones were cast down. Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
He said, the Ancient of Days did sit. Who the Ancient of Days? That's going into, you know what I'm saying, that's the Father already. He said, the Ancient of Days did sit. That meaning he got a body.
Right.
The Father got a body. Go ahead.
Whose garment was white as snow.
He said a garment he had on. So in order for you to sit down, you got to have legs, you got to have a behind. Now in order to have a full body, you got to have a garment to cover your body. It said a garment, he said his garment was white as snow, meaning he was pure. Go ahead.
And the hair of his head.
Oh no, you mean he got hair? This image, not gonna say image, but this Ancient of Days, meaning he got no beginning, or you know, he's here before we said day one or day two. You know, let me form man and like into my, you know, all this stuff. You know, this is before then. So this is why it says he's the Ancient of Days. He's here before it was days, okay? Yeah. Before the first day, with the evening and the night, you know, all that. You know, you got to put that in perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? You, especially y'all rappers and stuff like that. You know, all our people, we rapping metaphors. You know, the Bible's all metaphor. That's all slang, hip talk. That's us. We don't want to make hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So what you go? What do you think? You know what I'm saying? Put that in a picture. You know what I'm saying? Dang. Drop that explosion on him, shoot. Maybe that wake him up. But read that. Go ahead, read.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
So he said, you seen me, you seen my Father. Remember his head white and woolly? He said, the Father's head like the pure wool. Talking about that straight Negro nappy kinky head, okay? Just like these brothers here got the big froze. I ain't got no hair. I got a little bit of hair, little stubbles and stuff. But these brothers here got the pure wool, okay? Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead and pull one, man.
Yes, sir. Let me get Hosea 3 and 4, because you got to understand why the Bible has the colors in it, why the Bible is showing the true history, because for too long, our children grow up hating themselves because they see they see the superheroes, they see the movie stars, they see these certain images of people that don't look like them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember there was like a little a program where they had a little black girl, and they had the two Barbie dolls. They had a white Barbie doll and a black Barbie doll, and they asked them which one is pretty. She pointed to the white one.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Because why they hate themselves, and this is part of the reason why.
Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king and without a prince.
Without our leader, right? Without a Messiah, read.
And without a sacrifice. And without an image.
Without a what?
An image.
And without an image. Image is very important.
Yeah.
For us as a people, image is very important. This is why we have to go into scripture and show you what Christ looks like according to Revelations. Why? Because every Christian church in America is going to have a white image. Not just in America, all over the world. Right. Image is very important. Read that one more time.
For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king and without a prince and without a sacrifice and without an image.
And without an image. And this is why our people hate themselves today.
That's it, man. Hey, that's a real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people, you know, they got nothing to compare themselves to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, all we got is what we see on TV. Right. So now we start to want to look like our oppressor, you know what I'm saying? Or look like another nation, or look like something else. No matter where we go, but yeah, look at that. You know, what is it? You go to Korea, they got K-pop. What are they doing? That's they doing hip hop.
Right. That's all it is.
And you see our young sisters nowadays. Our young sisters starting to go to this K-pop. What do you call it?
That's like a new fad.
That's the new fad. You know what I'm saying? They going into this K-pop thing, but they're glorying you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we was in ignorance, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop, how we used to dress back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, the early 2000s. So now they're wearing that type of attire, you know what I'm saying? Now they calling it K-pop, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm like, what the hell? You know, is it Korean pop? What I don't even know what K-pop means. But our people don't realize you're going into idolatry. When you do that, you're idolizing something else that's not you, okay? But they're idolizing you.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Right. The form of all things.
Yeah, now you want to chink your eyes up and stuff, dot it up with all this makeup and look like you an Egyptian or some crap, you know? But yeah, so go back to Daniel 7 and 9 real quick. Read that one more time, and we're going to jump to verse 13. So go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
That's the Most High God, okay? That's the Father. He sat, right? So he got a body, go ahead.
Whose garment was white as snow.
Got clothing, he got garments, right? You know, and like you say, he got, you know, he wearing something that's pure. That's what the white meaning is, pure. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
The hair of his head like the pure wool. So jump to verse 13 real quick.
Verse 13. I saw in the night vision.
So he said, I saw in the night vision, Daniel. He said, I seen this right here in the night vision which came upon me. Go ahead.
And behold, one like the Son of Man.
He said, behold, there's one like the Son of Man. So the Son of Man, that's the Son. That's who's above us. That's Christ, okay? He said, I saw one like the Son of Man, go ahead.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
He came with the chariots, okay? That's what you call UFOs today, or spaceships. These are angelic ships. Okay, he came with the clouds of heaven, with the angels read.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
He came to the who?
The Ancient of Days.
So and he came to his Father. But how are they the same person?
Right.
That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So we done broke all that. We done dropped the glass. We dropped the cold water glass. Done woke you up out your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they done dropped the glass of milk.
Right.
You know, you can't handle that. That's too much. So they brought him to his father. I mean, it's to show you they ain't the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But him and his father look alike. Go ahead.
And they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
You hear that? So it's going to let you know everybody going to have to bow down. And during the last time, everything going to be given to Christ, okay? So, but it's showing you, he came to the Father, came to his daddy, who he looked like, just like your son or your daughter's in the image of you, okay? You know what I'm saying? You gave birth to them, and they coming in your image, okay? Right. Just like we the image of Christ. And Christ created us, Christ was created by his Father. Okay, he was the first of the creations. You know what I'm saying? So that was just wanted to touch on y'all on some Black history. You know what I'm saying, and to show you that the Bible is Black history. With that, go to Romans 15:4 real quick. Hit that real quick, right fast, just to show you, because this book here is a book of history. You know what I'm saying? It's about things that took place with our forefathers, our foremothers, what they went through, and how they lived, the good, the bad, what they did, what not. It shows us what not to do. But go ahead.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
So whatsoever things that we see that's written in the past, 'cause a lot of people say this is an old book. What this book got to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The book got a lot to do with what's going on now, today, and what's going to take place in the future. Read.
Were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures that we might have hope. This is where we get our hope. This is where we get our comfort from whenever we going through it. Hard times. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to go sit on some man's couch and this man just writing down. He's asking you some foolish questions. Same thing you can ask the next person. How was your day? How was your week? Okay, you doing okay? So what's bothering you? This and that. Hey, read that Bible. You come to the prophets of the Most High, man. This is where you're gonna get your counseling. Okay, true counsel, biblical counsel, spiritual healing. Okay, that's what this Bible is. Spiritual healing. All right. So now, like we said, we done read about the prophets. Now we know that you know these scriptures of old times, you know what I'm saying, is for our healing, right? So give me Psalms chapter 68 and verse 11 real quick. So let's find out what these Black prophets brought out doing, you know, which is Black history, right? So bring that out.
68 and verse 11.
Yes, sir.
Psalms chapter 68 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
The Lord gave the word.
It said the Bible said the Lord gave the word, right? This is where the word comes from. The word, the Lord is the word that we read about there in the book of John. Okay, John chapter 1. Go ahead.
Great was the company of those that published it.
He said, great was the company of those that published it. Who published it? What company was this that published it, right? Go to get 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. Okay, and we're going to read verse 1, 20 through 21. So we got to find out who was this company that published it, that put it out there so everybody can, you know, read this thing. This is the #1 selling book on the earth, on the planet, right? It is the Bible. Okay, go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. Knowing this first.
He said, knowing this first. This is very important. To understand this real quick. Knowing this first. Go ahead.
That no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
It said, this is of no private interpretation, because that's what's going on in the Christianity church. They're giving you what they say. They may read you a script and close the book, and he tell you give you a whole sermon, give you I'm gonna say a prosperity preach, doctrine of talk. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, he a great motivator when he talk. Then somebody asks you, what did you learn today? That thing went one ear out the other. You don't remember what he told you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you might have heard a little something about how he made money, how he got rich. When you get rich off your tithes that you paying, right? Go ahead and read that from the top again.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in time by the will of man.
So this thing didn't come by the will of man. Y'all remember, the Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. It didn't just come, my man just made this up and just put this in the book. You know, you gotta ask yourself, ain't no slave ships. You know, nobody came here on slave ships and is not recorded in the Bible. This thing is recorded in the Bible. But go ahead.
But holy man.
But who?
But holy man.
So this is the great company, was holy man.
Of God. Spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost.
See, they spake while they was moved by the Holy Ghost. The Lord gave the word, gave them a vision, just like what we read about Daniel. He wrote it down, just like we read about John the Revelator. The word came to him. He wrote it down for us to read, for us to get that Romans 15:4. Okay, you know. So now with that, go to Amos 2 and 11. So now we got to find out what are these people called that wrote the Bible, right? What are they called? And we know right now these are people of color. These are Black, Hispanic, and Native American people today, and the diaspora that's spread out throughout all 4 corners of the earth. Okay, so go ahead and read what you got.
Amos chapter 2 and verse 11. And I raised up your sons for prophets.
He said, I raised up your sons for prophets. This is what they're called, prophets in the Bible. Okay? I mean, they're able to prophesy on, you know what I'm saying, prophesy what's to come, what's to foretell, what's gonna happen in the future, okay? He said, I raised up your sons for prophets. Go ahead.
And of your young men for Nazarites.
For Nazarites, right? You would read about Samuel. Samuel was a prophet and he was a Nazarite. Right. John the Baptist was a prophet and he was a Nazarite, meaning they couldn't drink wine, they couldn't shave their head, you know what I'm saying? They had to let their hair grow. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say there's some more other rules in that they made a vow to become a Nazarite, okay? But it's only a specific people can be there of a nation. Go ahead.
Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel?
No, what about, I thought, what's his name? Muhammad was a prophet.
Children of Israel.
No, what about confusion?
Oh, ye children of Israel.
Whatever his name is. What about Gandhi from India?
Yeah.
No, he said, you Israelites, right? Okay, you are the prophets. You are the ones who I gave my word to. You're the one who I wrote this Bible to. Okay? He said, I didn't give this thing to Ishmael. Ishmael, that's gone into what we just read about. What's his name? I just said his name. Muhammad. Okay? Then Islam. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters lost in that doctrine there. That's a doctrine. You know what I'm saying? That's they ain't done nothing for our people. Right? Then you got, you know what I'm saying, our people going to Hinduism, that going to Gandhi or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Krishna, they got about a whole bunch of different type of guys. They're called in the Bible, that's Elam in the Bible, okay? And they were, your Persian media and stuff like that, okay? Right. But go to give me Amos 3 and 7 real quick. So now you know those prophets, right? Now we know what they're called, prophets, to foretell what's going to take place. But read what you got.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord God would do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. The lion hath roared.
So the lion hath roared, right? You hear a lion roar, it's going to frighten you. You're going to be scared. So you need somebody to warn you of that lion, right? Go ahead.
Who will not fear?
Say, who will not fear? Go ahead.
The Lord God has spoken.
So the Lord God has spoken, just like what we just read. You know what I'm saying? It said the Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. It didn't come by, his word didn't just come by ordinary man. He said these men were moved by the Holy Ghost, okay? By the Spirit of the Lord. Go ahead.
The Lord God has spoken. Who can but prophesy?
Who can but prophesy? Who can but bring that word out? That's us, right? We the only ones can do that. Bam. Okay, that's the prophets. That's going into today. The big prophets. That's our bishops. You know what I'm saying? Bishop Nathaniel, Bishop Yawasab, Bishop Kanai, the deacons, the captains. You know what I'm saying? The officers. Us that's out there bringing the word out, making it plain for y'all. You know what I'm saying, on the table. This is the Bible. All right? So now go to give me Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10 real quick. So there's more information here about the prophets right here. These were black people. I'm giving you all these black history stuff right here. This stuff that you got to understand. So-called black, Hispanic, Native American man, you Israelites today. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets.
He said, I've also spoken by the prophets. Go ahead.
And I have multiplied visions.
He said, I multiplied visions. Go ahead. He come to them in a vision. Go ahead.
And used similitudes by the ministry of the prophet.
He said, I use similitudes by the mystery of the prophets, right? He said, giving them different similitudes and allegories and stuff. So he may reveal something to somebody to a certain extent, but they be confused. They don't understand. Like when you read about Pharaoh during the time of Joseph, he had that dream about the famine. He didn't know what was going on. He was confused, but it would trouble him in his sleep. So guess who had to give him the understanding? Joseph, okay? Right. Joseph will be today, you so-called Puerto Ricans and you so-called Cubans today, okay? That's your forefather. All right, now, then you bring it up to, we go to Daniel, right? When we read about Daniel, he had to prophesy to Nebuchadnezzar, right? Nebuchadnezzar would be today somebody from Iraq, you know what I'm saying? That's like Baghdad on down pretty much. That portion, you know what I'm saying? That southern part of Iraq. The northern part would be your would be ancient, like the Assyrians, like Mosul is Nineveh, for those who don't know. But anyways, just let you know, we went in all those captivities, okay? And you'll see the hieroglyphs on the wall. They're gonna show you Negroes and Hispanics and stuff, or Native American people. You're gonna see people with braids, cornrows, big lips, big nose. All right, so go ahead, go ahead and read that again.
Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Right. So the main thing is that he's showing you. He brought out through the prophets. The prophets prophesied this thing and brought out these were people of color today. Okay, those were the prophets. Okay, so now give me number two. Number two, about we're going in these current events, things that's taking place. Current events is also prophecy that's happening and stuff today. Okay, for those who don't know, you got that for me there, sir? Yeah, number two. Yeah, he gonna bring it. This going into what he's about to bring up. When he posts it, just going into the measles outbreak right now that's taking place. There's a lot of we call them pestilences and diseases right here. Okay, read that right there, Obadiah.
U.S. measles cases soar past 1,100.
Right. So now there's been a lot of cases of measles starting to spread out. We here in North Carolina. I think there's some cases that's taking place in North Carolina, but there's a big cases been going on down in South Carolina. South Carolina's just one state up.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just one state up. We're not far from South Carolina. Right. So what you think? What you expect? What's going to take place? That stuff gonna come up here. Yeah. Right. Okay, it's gonna come it's gonna be to the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. North Carolina, South Carolina. So read what you got.
With 160 new confirmed measles cases in the past week, the nation's cases soar past 1,100 and reached 1,136. The U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, said today in its weekly update, putting the United States on pace to exceed last year's 2,281 total by springtime.
Right. So this let you know this thing start to increase. It's starting to take off now. Now you gotta look at this. It was cold. Yeah. So a lot of people were indoors. You know what I'm saying? It snowed and stuff like that. Now it's about to get warm. Springtime is here soon. Right. It's coming up in March, right? So during the spring, it's gonna warm up. So a lot of people are gonna be outside. A lot of people are gonna be at a lot of events, things that's gonna take place. It's gonna bring crowds of people. Right. So now this stuff gonna spread. You know what I'm saying? And it hit children all the time, right? Go ahead.
The country is seeing measles levels not experienced since the early 1990s.
Right, since the early 1990s. This is when they had, the last time we had like a measles outbreak. Okay, go ahead.
When the CDC conducted coordinated campaigns to increase coverage of the measles, mumps, and rubella, MMR, vaccine in children, which then led to the country gaining measles elimination in status in 2001.
So they say they got eliminated back in 2001, but hey, here we in 2026, it's still here. It came back. Go ahead. Right.
The United States is set to lose that distinction this year.
Right, go ahead.
Measles cases dropped from 9,643 in 1991 to 2,200 in 1992.
Right, go ahead.
After increased vaccine uptake and stayed low for more than 3 decades, only to rebound dramatically last year as federal officials downplayed both the impact of the disease and the importance of receiving the MMR vaccine.
Right. So this going into, they try to get people to get vaccinated and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, for this thing. We don't encourage nobody to get vaccinated, hey, just watch your kids, watch yourself, who you be around, so you don't catch that thing, right? So go to that part where it says cases growing fast in Florida. So I hope some people from Florida paying attention to this as well. That's listening in. Go ahead.
Cases growing fast in Florida. Cases appear to be growing fastest in Florida, where the state health department does not provide measles updates. Media reports cite 114 cases. The CDC includes 107 on its measles map, 43 more than last week. Dang. While CNN's tracker is also notes 114 cases, which is 22 more than last week.
So now just let you know this thing is starting to take off now. Okay, because it's warm down there. Yeah. People don't know it's warm in Florida. It did get cold during the winter. Got colder than usual, but now it's warm. Go ahead.
Collier County home to a measles outbreak at Ave Maria University that began last month.
So now this thing took place at one of these colleges in Florida, right? You know what be going on in colleges.
Right.
Y'all that went to college, you know, a college dorm ain't nothing. You was in the military, ain't nothing. Same thing as a barracks. crazy mess going on, partying, and you name it. But go ahead.
Now has 83 cases, an increase of 17 in 1 week.
Right, 17 in 1 week. So this thing is just taking off. So let's read this real quick about South Carolina, right? Read that.
South Carolina, the hardest hit state, appears to be experiencing a reprieve. Its cases grew by only 6 in the past 3 days, reaching 986 for an outbreak that began last October.
So this thing took place last fall, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, during the fall of last year, 2025. So this is what, you know, they been getting hit real hard, you know what I'm saying? They hit here early, but go ahead.
The South Carolina Department of Public Health said in an update today, 61 people remain in quarantine and 2 isolation. The South Carolina Department of Health said it cited recent exposures at 4 schools and a Costco in Spartanburg.
And a Costco too, you know, so you gotta think about it. Costco, people go shopping at Costco to get food and this, you know, all this different type of stuff. Now, you gotta think about it. This stuff is being, you know, it's gotta be strategically happening. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, somebody's, you know, putting this stuff out there, right? But it's all Bible history. We're gonna touch on that, but go ahead.
The state's outbreak is centered in the upstate region, especially Spartanburg County.
So this taking place in the western region of South Carolina. You know, Spartanburg, you know, is over there close by Greenville. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Of the 985 cases, 928, 94% have been in that county. The South Carolina Department of Health said vaccination continues to be the best way to prevent measles and stop this outbreak.
Right. So this let you know all this stuff is taking place. Right. So now I'm bringing South Carolina up because we live next to South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us live close by there, so that stuff is spreading. You know what I'm saying? It's going through. So we read about Florida. It's hit Florida. It's got South Carolina. And the next thing here, we're not going to read it, but you know, they say 13 cases of, you know, of this stuff, you know, taking place in Texas. You know what I'm saying? In the ICE facility. You know what I'm saying? And who know, you know, with them attacking, you know, Northern Kingdom is, you know, so-called Hispanics. They Israelites too. They are brothers and sisters as well. And they, you know, I guarantee they gave them some kind. They put that thing on them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have it before. Why? How the heck they getting it now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they go in there, they take their blood, they doing all this stuff now. You injecting them with this type of stuff, okay?
And just like the other kingdom too, like with the so-called Native Americans.
Yes.
They didn't have smallpox at one point. How did they get that?
Get somewhere. So they let you know these things are called plagues and stuff, right? So give me number three real quick, sir. But we can read that too. Go ahead. Oh, well, go ahead. Read that. Go ahead. Measles. Read that.
Measles is believed to have originated as a zoonotic disease from cattle. Rinderpest virus. As early as the 4th to 6th century BCE, the virus fully diverged to become a distinct human pathogen between AD 1100 and 1200.
Right, so let you know, just give you the history of how this thing here was, where it came from, you know what I'm saying, where it started from, right? So, read on.
Coinciding with the growth of medieval cities, the first clinical descriptions date to the 9th or 10th century. Key historical milestones of measles. Ancient origins evolved from a cattle virus in Asia.
Right, so this thing evolved from cow, almost like cowpox. You know what I'm saying? You got cowpox, you got you got chicken pox, you got all this stuff. You got smallpox. So a lot of people don't know the cure for smallpox is cowpox. That's what they inject you with, cowpox. I found that out when I was in the military. We had to deploy, and they said that's what they inject you with is cowpox. That's how they found out the cure. Somebody had the cowpox, and everybody else was getting that smallpox, and it was killing them. But those who they worked in a cow farm and milked cows, so they had cowpox. and it cowpox don't kill us. It's harmless to us,
wow.
and and that's the cure for that, or I would say I ain't gonna say vaccine, but that's how you prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they had it was an outbreak back in the days, and that's what they injected people with. Or if you go overseas, you got to they have that thing overseas, but they inject that in you, and so that way you don't catch it. But anyways, that's that. Go pull up that other link, sir, about what you had up before. All right, read that right there. So now we're gonna go on to plagues. Go ahead, read that.
Plague. Synonyms of plague. 1A. A disastrous evil or affliction, calamity. B. A destructively numerous.
Jump to number 2.
Okay. An epidemic disease causing a high rate of mortality.
Right. So what does it say in blue? What does it say?
Pestilence.
Pestilence. Right. So that's another name for plagues. You got plagues. You got pestilences. You got these things that's going to take place. That's going to happen. Let's see. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 35. Quick. Yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 35. Once you get it, you go ahead on it and start reading it.
2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 35. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord receive it, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack.
Right, so let you know the plagues are draw nigh, meaning draw near, and they are not slack. You got to think about it. You had COVID, you got all these different plagues that took place throughout the years, centuries, so on and so forth. You got to remember when COVID came, it shut that I ain't never seen nothing shut down. The whole earth stopped pretty much.
Right.
Everybody went in hope. Everything shut down. I said, man, I ain't never seen nothing. And you got to think about it. The Lord said when He comes, He said, I'm gonna destroy this place in 1 hour. In 1 hour, you know what I'm saying? 60 minutes. So this you see what He did? So I just gave you a little taste. I just dropped some little sickness. Make y'all, you know what I'm saying? I can put this spirit, because these are all spirits.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For y'all that don't know, these are evil spirits. He said, I dropped this down there so I can show y'all real quick. Hey, but these are prophecies that's going to take place, right? So go ahead and read that again, verse 37.
Verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
Read.
As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son.
So now it's letting you know. So now this is when the woman, she's pregnant. Now she's in her 9th month. Now she's going through labor, right? She's got these labor pains and them contractions, right? That's what they call. So what happens during contractions? They get more heavy. They come. They go. They get closer and closer. Yeah. So read that 38 again.
As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb.
Say great pains compass her womb, right? So now she like, man, this thing, I can't wait to get this baby out. She's screaming, she's crying, she's trying to push. Go ahead.
Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
They don't slack a moment. She can't control it. You know what I'm saying? So it's let you know, man can't control this. No matter what they come up with a cure or this and that. Hey, these plagues gonna come. So go ahead, read on.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Right. See, even so, the plagues that come upon the earth, the pestilences, the sicknesses, and all that, this stuff gonna take place. It's gonna come upon the earth. Right. Go ahead.
And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
On every side, right? So just let you know, all this stuff here going to take place, right? There's nothing we can do about that. You know what I'm saying? This is Bible prophecy. Who we reading this from? We reading it from a black prophet named Ezra. And 2nd Ezra's in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha being the hidden books. These 14 books was always in the Bible, but the white Protestant church took it out. Right. Who told them to take it out? You know what I'm saying? The Bible said don't add and don't remove.
Right.
So this is always a part of the Bible. You still can buy the King James Version Bible, you know what I'm saying, with the Apocrypha in it. And the other Bibles that was before King James, they had the Apocrypha in it. Okay, always was in there. So this is what bridged the gap between the New Testament and the Old Testament. Okay?
Yeah,
right. So for those who don't know, that's why when you read, a lot of y'all read the New Testament don't have no understanding of what's the difference between the Greek or Jew and all that. You don't understand, because the Israelites were called Greeks during that time, during the Greek captivity.
Right.
You read about Alexander the Greek, okay? I ain't saying the Great, we call him the Greek. That's what he was. All right, so with that, so go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. So we're going to find out who else prophesied about this thing here real quick. Let's get it in Matthew 24 and verse 3.
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And the end of the world.
Right, he said, they had questions they asked Christ, the disciples, like, hey, tell us, give us some prophecies there, Christ. Let us know when, the time of your coming, when everything's going to take place, how this going to happen. But read on.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
So he telling you, take heed, listen up, don't let no man lie to you. Right. That's going in like Christianity, Islam, all these different doctrines. Whatever you into, you in the wrong thing. You get the wrong medicine, okay? That's why it's still a lot of foolishness, a lot of people, in the midst of crazy stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? They got all these doctrines and they still bugged out.
Right.
Go ahead, read.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
That's Christianity. Go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
They're going to deceive many because a lot of our people in the Christian church, right? What has that done for your people? Nothing. Okay, read.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So let you know all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're gonna come back to this and read up on this again. But jump down to verse what is it? I want. Give me read on down. We'll read on down. We'll come back to it. Go ahead on. Read verse 7.
For nation shall rise against nation.
I said the nation gonna rise against nations. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines.
Should be famines. We've seen that in history. Right. And there's still famines and stuff going on around on the earth. Go ahead.
And pestilence.
And what?
And pestilence.
That's what we're talking about right now. Pestilence, diseases, sicknesses, right? All these things is going to be happening. Read.
And earthquakes in diverse places.
It says you see earthquakes. We see all these earthquakes. What earthquakes produce that? But they happen on these coasts. They make tsunamis, right? They make all these different things happening. All these natural disasters are happening. Why? Because this is prophecy being taken place. Okay.
That's right.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay. These things been happening way back when, and it's still happening now. That's why people don't know when the time Christ comes. That's why I say he's gonna come like the thief in the night. You're not gonna know. It's just like the flood that came on them during the time of Noah. Noah was telling them they gotta get themselves right.
Right.
They ain't listen. They like, man, look at this fool right here. This fool, he building a damn boat on land. That's how they was looking. He gotta be crazy. How you gonna build a big old boat on land? Ain't no water right here, but hey, he don't realize Noah was a prophet. The Most High was dealing with him and showed him in the vision. Showed him what's to come. So he was prepared. Right. But then those that weren't prepared, what happened? Drowned and they got carried away, drowned up. All right. So now, where I leave off at here? Okay. Number 5, real quick. So this is another thing that's been taking place here. Number 5, yeah. So this right here is going on. This is something that a lot of our people in the politics, right? A lot of politicians, and we got a lot of our people. If you could, I don't know if you're able to pause that, and I don't know if it's playing through the thing, but yeah, it might just pop up automatically. Oh, actually, it's my phone. Yeah, my apologies. That was on my phone. I thought it was going on in the thing. But anyways, you can scroll down for me, sir. Read that right there.
Yes, sir. Early voting surges in North Carolina ahead of Tuesday's primary elections. Here in North Carolina.
So to let you know, early voting taking place, right? A lot of our people, they gonna vote. A lot of people, they hate Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? So they voting early, right? In the midst of that, then you got people who love Donald Trump and they want him back in office, so they gonna be voting too, right? But what is, it ain't gonna do nothing for you. But read on.
Early voting in North Carolina continues to see high turnout as voters headed to the polls across the state on Friday, the final full day of early voting. I am very surprised. I expected we would see healthy turnout, robust turnout, but this is beyond any expectations I had, said Dr. Chris Cooper, a political science professor at Western Carolina University.
So he let you know, he said, this type of voting here, what he's seeing that's taking place, this thing done triple. People voting early, and it's been a big number of people doing voting. Go ahead.
Dang.
Data analyzed by Cooper found early voting through Thursday was about 24% higher than that at the same point of the 2022 midterm primaries. And even higher than the 2024 presidential primary.
Here they said this time is even higher, so people are trying to get, they voting, boy, they getting in there. We're going to change something. I'm going to make a change. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do something. Go ahead.
For reference, the 2022 midterm primaries saw the highest turnout for a midterm primary in the state in 20 years.
In 20 years, right? So, hey, these people here, hey, they voting big time. You know what I'm saying? They out there thinking these votes and stuff gonna work. But read on.
I felt the same kind of energy in the presidential election in 2024, said Kevin Cooper, who cast his ballot at the Herbert C. Young Community Center in Cary. Through Thursday, nearly 7,400 people had cast ballots at the location, making it the busiest in the state.
The busiest in the state. Go ahead.
Early voting totals topped 500,000 throughout Thursday.
Dang, really?
The Wake County alone expected to top 50,000 votes by the end of Friday.
By the end of Friday? This was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They was out there getting that vote on, man. You saw, you see all that stuff out there. All the people got their thing, you know, vote for me, this and that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we ain't gonna read all this right here, but we're gonna get into a few scripts here. Go to Deuteronomy 17 and 15 real quick. So we're gonna show you something here. You know, this is what the Most High was bringing out. This is what Christ was bringing out. You know what I'm saying, to Moses to let the people know. All right, you get that Deuteronomy 17 and 15. This is about voting. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Hear that? He said, thou shalt not in any wise set this person king over you. Go ahead.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
The Most High gonna choose who you should set as your leader. Go ahead.
One from among thy brothers.
He said, one from among your brethren. Okay, you know, so like a lot of our people, they voted for Obama. Let's use Obama for example. We see him. He looked like us. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when he came in there, what changed from the time of Obama to today? Nothing. Nothing's changed. Everything's still the same. I still see people poor, homeless. I still see our people walking around living in the ghettos and slums. Right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Hear that? You shall not set somebody over you that is not your brethren. Okay? Even if they're not in this truth about this walk, they're not about, you know what I'm saying, trying to uplift, you know, what's going on, you know, what's really taking place. They don't vote for them. Why? Because you just playing with a two-head snake. You're gonna get bit either way. You know what I'm saying? You know, whether he touch his head or his tail, both of them got a snake head. He ain't even got a tail. He's got two heads on both ends. Okay. So give me Lamentations 4 and 17 real quick. So this is what our people, you know what I'm saying, they looking for somebody to save them or to bring them out of, you know what I'm saying, out of this thing, like some miracle just gonna take place. Oh, like some abracadabra, hocus pocus. Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
Look at that. Our eyes have failed for our vain help. You know, at one time I used to vote too. You know, I didn't know no better. And I know a lot of y'all don't know any better. But hey, it's high time you wake up out of sleep. If you're paying attention. You know, this voting ain't going to do nothing. It ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? For our people. You tell me if it done something, call in. Tell me what happened. What happened with your people, okay? Not about you, but your people, okay? Go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us.
You see, we watching for a nation that cannot save you, okay? Your Savior is the Black Messiah. That's Jesus the Christ, okay? That's who gonna come save you, okay? None of these other nations can save you, all right? Then if you ain't keeping the commandments, you can't get saved, you know what I'm saying? So give me, go to Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5, okay? Because that's what's going on. A lot of our people trust in man, you know what I'm saying? Our people ain't, you don't even know this person, you know what I'm saying? This person ain't no different than you know, idolizing LeBron James or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Lord's where he repent and stuff like that. You know, I hope he watches, you know. But like I said, a lot of our people idolize people that's up there. You know, yeah, they making money and this and that. But if you walk by them, they don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? They won't even shake your hand. They'll walk past you. You know what I'm saying? But you idolize, you know how many points he scored. You know You know what he ate for breakfast 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But if I ask you what you ate for breakfast 2 weeks ago, you don't know. But go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
God said, cursed be the man or woman that trusteth in man or another woman. Go ahead.
And maketh flesh his arm.
Meaning make his flesh his arm, meaning he's carnal. You know what I'm saying? You hoping on this man to save you, to do things for you. This is the politics. Okay? That's why, you got all these people with that politician doctrine here. You gotta vote. Yeah. You gotta do this and that. Yeah. Put your ballot in and all this and that. Hey, what happened? I ain't see no damn change. You know what I'm saying? Hey, not a thing. Hey, nothing changed. Go ahead.
If anything, it get worse.
It get worse, yeah. It got worse, man. Things got tough. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Whose heart departed from the Lord.
Because your heart is your mind, according to Mark 7:21. You departed from the Lord. You lost hope in him. Now you putting your hope in the man. You making him your God. You know, you going to worship him in idolatry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But read on. Read verse 6.
For he shall be like the heath in the desert.
You're going to be like a heath in the desert. You're going to be dried out, okay? You got nothing in you, no water, no nutrients in you. Go ahead.
And shall not see when good cometh.
You ain't going to see when good come. You know what I'm saying? When good come, that's these scriptures that's coming out, what we bringing out to you.
Right.
Or when the prophets come out, that you look at us, you like, man, these some niggas, man. These niggas don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. You know, all that type of stuff. That's why they said about the foolishness of preaching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna save you. Just like they thought it was foolish with Noah, right? They said, man, this man building a boat on dry land, a big one that it is. You know what I'm saying? But he knew what was going to come. He was a prophet. So we the prophets telling you what's to come. Get your mind right, okay?
Right.
But read on.
But shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness.
You're going to inhabit nothing in the wilderness. You know why? Because you're going to lose everything. But read on.
In a salt land and not inhabited.
Read.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord.
Hear that? It said, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord.
Right.
He trusted in the Lord, blessed is you. Okay, go ahead.
And whose hope the Lord is.
Whose hope the Lord, that's what your hope's supposed to be in. You remember, where you going to get your hope? Read Romans 15:4. Go to that real quick. Go back. Gotta bring it back to him, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring it back. Yeah. You got that?
Bring it back.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
It said whatever things what the prophets wrote aforetime were written for your learning. Go ahead.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
This is where you go get your hope from, okay? This is where you get your comfort from. You got to come back to the Lord. Thus said the Lord, and you can't mate it with no Quran. You can't mate it with the book of the day, because the Bible is the book of life. Okay, it just, you know what I'm saying. Our people be all confused, man. They bring, you talk to them. Well, I'm gonna bring this book up. I'm gonna bring this up, this doctrine, but they don't even go together. You know what I'm saying? So you got confusion going on, right? So let's go to give me Psalm 146. At verse 3, okay? So, you know, because our people, they always trust in some foolishness, man. You know, they always get into mixed stuff. Let me know when you get that.
Psalms chapter 146 and verse 3.
Read.
Put not your trust in princesses.
Hear that? Put not your trust in princesses, right? That's who those politicians are, you know what I'm saying? They set up in high places as our so-called leaders today, right. You know what I'm saying? So don't put your trust in these princes, read.
Nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help.
Whom there is no help. Why? Because this nation can't save you. They ain't here for you. You know what I'm saying? They don't love you. They don't like you. And most of them ain't you. Right. Read on.
His breath goeth forth. He returned to his earth.
So he just a regular mortal man. Meaning he gonna die just like we would. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. You know, you gonna die one day, go back to the ground. This man gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna feed you a bunch of lies. And Lord, where you don't believe in that crap. You know what I'm saying? Right. Where you at? What verse you at?
Verse 4.
Read. His
breath goeth forth. He returned to his earth. And that very day his thoughts perish.
That very day, where that stuff he was preaching, it vanishes away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and with that, you know what I'm saying, just for y'all that's in Raleigh, right? So we know we here at Oak 93.5. You see what's taking place in Raleigh. Look at all that gentrification taking place. Those of you that's listening throughout the all the rest of the 50 states. You living in the city or town. Hey, I did some traveling and stuff. Hey, guess what? Look at what's going on in your city. The same thing. Why is that going on all around the world? Right. So give me that number 6, sir. That definition for gentrification on number 6. So all this stuff here taking place. What is gentrification? You know what I'm saying? This is what them politicians. This is what they hoping, what they wanting to happen, and it's happening. It's taking place. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing you can do about it. Read that right there.
Gentrification. A process in which a poor area, as of a city, experiences an influx of middle class or wealthy people.
Hear that? Hold on for a minute. They said, read that from the top again. A process of what?
A process in which a poor area.
Who lives in a poor area? What people you know live in a poor area? You blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans. You the ones that live there because you can't afford to live in the good places. So it said, I ain't talking about a few of you that you know, speckles of black pepper that fell in the salt shaker. You know what I'm saying? Not a few of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you still classified as the race of your people. At the end of the day, you still get looked down on. Okay, and you got the same curses amongst you. All right, you just set up at this time at a high place. Lord's will you repent and you help your people out. Okay,
right.
But read that.
A process, gentrification. A process in which a poor area, as of a city, experiences an influx of middle class or wealthy people who renovate and rebuild homes and businesses, and which often results in an increase in property values and the displacement of earlier, usually poor residents.
Usually, you said usually, but I'm talking about all the time.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the time, you poor people, you get displaced. You get moved out of that area. Now, because now, you might, let's say you probably paying, you know, maybe $1,200 or $2,000 or whatever for your taxes and stuff. Now your tax done went up. Now they done built a grocery store or some big, you know, building or skyscraper somewhere downtown. Now your property tax go up. You can't afford what that, you know, you can't, and the property tax costs more than now what your house is worth. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even afford that. So now it displaces you. Now you gotta get uprootly moved into a different part of town. You know what I'm saying? They may move you to the outskirts, which is good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to really be in the city like that. But, you know, but it uproots you and moves you out of that was your heritage that your parents and them might have had, or they had. You know, now they don't got old, now they getting retirement money or SSI, but it ain't enough to pay the taxes. You know what I'm saying? Or let's say they, you know, then some of our people, you know, they got children, and the children get caught up on drugs or the different, you know, things. Now they can't take care of the area. That's how the area become poor and get low like that. So they wait till the area drop, and then they come up with plans, and you're not included in those meetings. These are secret meetings they have, and next thing you know, you displaced. Okay, so now that's something I want to show you about what you voting for, and them politics and all that, politicians and all that BS. But go to number 7, sir. So I know y'all been seeing this on the news. We're gonna go to number 7 real quick. The Epstein, you know, I know y'all been seeing that thing going on, right? So let's what is the guy? I had to figure out. I was wondering, like, what is, you know, who is this guy? You know, what is this talking about right there, right? So read that right there. Let's read up about him real quick. Who he is? Read up on it.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Edward Epstein, born January 20th, 1953, died in August 10th, 2019. Was an American financier and child sex offender.
So this guy was a child sex offender. Okay. So we're going to find out some stuff about him, you know. I was like, I didn't know who he was, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's somebody that's up there big, you know. This dude was an American financier. You know what I'm saying? This dude got bread, got money. Go ahead.
He began his career as a math teacher before entering the banking and finance sector. He made much of his fortune providing tax and estate services to billionaires.
Right. So now he done invested money. He was doing stuff for billionaires. So he got connections. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with making connections, man. You know, a lot of things ain't about what you know, it's about who you know. Right. But, you know, as long as it's in righteousness, okay? Yeah. But this guy, he made a fortune providing tax and estate services for billionaires. So, you know, the rich people, you know what I'm saying, they eat up the poor, right? Go ahead.
Over the course of several decades, he cultivated an elite social circle of prominent individuals. In 2008, he was convicted of soliciting a minor for prostitution.
So he got caught up in trying to solicit a minor, right? You know, the child sex offender for prostitution. Read.
And was indicted in 2019 for sex trafficking minors in the 2000s.
So now he got some more stuff. Now he's doing sex trafficking, you know what I'm saying, of minors, right? Go ahead.
He died in custody awaiting his trial. His death ruled a suicide.
So his death ruled a suicide. Scroll down, we're going to read more about him.
Okay.
In 2005.
In 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating Epstein after a parent reported that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. Investigators identified 36 girls between the ages of 14 and 17, from whom Epstein had allegedly sexually abused. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by Florida State Court of procuring a child for prostitution,
right,
and of soliciting a prostitute. He was convicted as part of a plea deal agreed by Alexander Acosta of the United States Department of Justice. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison, serving 13 months.
So he got a small sentence. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he had connections with billionaires of people. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he had connections. So you know, he got a little slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? And now imagine that happened to any ordinary person. He'd be under the jail cell. You know what I'm saying? Holding somebody's pocket. Go ahead.
Epstein was arrested again on July 6, 2019.
He got arrested again back in 2019. Go ahead.
On federal charges of the sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York.
So he up there, he all the way up on 95. North, 95 South. Okay, like a 95 boy. 95 South or whatever. Go ahead.
He died in his jail cell August 10, 2019. Barbara Sampson, the then New York City medical examiner, ruled that his death was a suicide by hanging.
So they say it was a suicide by hanging, right? That's what they had ruled it, right? But let's read on.
The forensic pathologist,
go ahead,
Michael Baden, disputed the ruling.
Say somebody disputed it. Said, hey, he ain't died from no suicide. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? Go ahead.
And there has been significant public skepticism about the cause of his death, resulting in conspiracy theories.
So there's a big uproar of why he died, how he died, so evidently they said this got to be murder. You know, because you got to think about it. He know people up high, and you know he got connections, and you know if he, you know, hold on for a minute. Give me that. Let's go to what's it called? Go to Sirach real quick. I'm gonna actually before we go there, we're gonna read on down. We get to it. But like you said, you know he got connections, right? So just take heed to his connections. All right. Where I leave off at? Conspiracy. Okay, go read on.
Epstein had a decades-long association with socialite Jocelyn Maxwell, who recruited young girls for him, leading her to 2021 conviction on U.S. federal charges of sex trafficking and conspiracy for helping him procure girls, including a 14-year-old, for child sexual abuse and prostitution.
So this dude, he was moving. He wasn't moving drugs. This dude was moving damn kids. You know what I'm saying? He was damn making big transactions on kids. You know what I'm saying? You know. We always hear about I-95 is the cocaine vein, right? The drug cocaine. This dude he was making transactions. You know what I'm saying? On 95, you know, trafficking people. That's why throughout. All over the whole earth, you know what I'm saying? You know, that he was doing this. He was involved in this. So, let's read on.
At the time of his death, Epstein's estate was valued at $600 million, from which hundreds of millions have been paid to victims in legal settlements. Victims also received settlements of $290 million from J.P. Morgan and $75 million from the Deutsche Bank. After lawsuits alleged they had enabled Epstein's abuse by keeping him as a client.
Hear that? They you know, so it's a lot of stuff with this right here. So now let's read this.
Okay, Epstein was acquaintances or friends with public figures including Donald Trump.
Oh, you gotta read that with some power, man. Read it from the top, man. Come on, man. Obadiah, come on. Don't turn it to Obadiah to me, man. Come on now. Come on, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Epstein's was acquaintances or friends with public figures including Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, your president today. Go ahead.
Bill Clinton.
Because that's why you see that on the news. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. They're questioning them, right? Pertaining to this. Go ahead.
Elon Musk.
We did see him and Donald Trump together, right? That little feud. Go ahead.
Peter Thiel. Sergey Brin. Noam Chomsky. Steve Bannon. Ehud Barak.
Ehud Barak. That name sounds familiar. Ehud. Somebody's sonny. Got a name. Go ahead.
Richard Branson. Leon Black. Former Prince Andrew, Duke of York. Bill Gates.
These big people today, right? Go ahead.
Meet Merritt. Crown Princess of Norway. Thorbjorn Jagland, Les Wexner, and many others.
And many others. All these big predominant people today, right? These are people that's leaders, rich people. Go ahead.
The Epstein files, a collection of documents which have been partially released as part of the Epstein File Transparency Act, provide a public glimpse into the vast network he had cultivated over the late 20th and early 21st century.
Right, so there's a lot of stuff behind this right here, right? So I want you to, click on the early thing. Click on where it says early life. Okay.
Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born on January 20th, 1953 in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, New York. Go ahead.
His parents, Paula Stolovsky and Seymour George Epstein were Jewish.
So okay, so he was Jewish. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to be like the real thing.
And had married in 1952, shortly before his birth.
Right. So I'm just bringing these things out just to show you who these people are. Right. Let's see this real quick. Let's do this real quick. So we know he's Jewish, right? But we know they're not the real Jews. Give me that. Let's go to Revelation real quick. You know I want 2:9. We gotta show the people what's going on here, okay? Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. We're gonna get. Let me know. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So God said, I know your works, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I know your works. And your tribulation, the trials and tribulations you're going through, and your poverty. Think about it, you're the ones that get uprooted during the gentrification and all that and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that's taking place, you are the ones that's going through it, okay? Not Epstein or his people, you know what I'm saying? They're not in poverty. They own everything. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
You said, but you are rich in spirit.
Right.
Why? Because the promises were given to you from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
And this is Christ. This is written in red in your Bibles, okay? Christ said, I know the blasphemy, the major lie, meaning the biggest lie that's here on the earth, on the planet. And the other nations know that, okay? He said, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. Go ahead.
And are not.
He said, the Epstein, he's not a real Jew. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all of them, they're not the real Jews. Okay, go ahead.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Synagogue meaning the chief house. This is the chief house of Satan. They're the children of Satan, okay? So now, go to 3 and 9.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
So I'm going to make that chief house of Satan, those ones, go ahead.
Which say they are Jews.
Those and Jewish people, go ahead.
And are not, but do lie.
They do blasphemy. Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
You can let them know that I love you, Israel. Always you. You know what I'm saying? And these people here made a major lie and told everybody, got everybody on the earth believing that. Now people are brainwashed. They don't understand that. They don't. That's why some of them, some of our people that read the Bible, they think the Bible's a fairy tale book.
Right.
You know, because they hear certain, because they don't have the understanding thereof. Right. You know why? Because they don't keep the commandments. You know, Psalms 111. Get Psalms 111 to 10 real quick. This is how you will know that the Bible ain't no fairy tale if you're keeping the commandments. Okay, you're a commandment keeper. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 111. Psalm chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So this is when you first start getting the wisdom right here. Once you fear God, right? Go ahead.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
A good understanding of all they that do the commandments, okay? You got to be doing the commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? To get the understanding thereof. You know, just like if you are, what do you call it? If you are an electrician, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to understand anything about the electrician's job, you got to be doing it. You got to have hands-on to understand it, to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a truck driver, you'll know a lot of stuff about the traffic laws. What speed limit means, you know what I'm saying? So the speed limit will show you what gear you should be in and all that type of stuff. People don't know that because, they're not, studied in that what do you call it?
Profession.
In that profession, okay? And this is our profession, okay?
Right.
Right.
Our profession is, us keeping these commandments here, right? But go to I want here to go to Sirach 13 real quick.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead. Every beast go consorted to his like. So remember, he named all those people, right?
Right.
He had connections. All those people he was cool with. He was tight with. He was doing things. So we got to figure out why they chilling with him, why they were good friends with him, why they're being questioning right now, summoned and stuff and spoken to. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of backbiting amongst them. But go ahead.
What was it again?
Give me
16.
Yeah, verse 16.
Sirach chapter 13 and verse 16. 15. Every beast loveth his life.
So the Bible said every beast loveth his life, right? So read.
And every man loveth his neighbor.
So every man loveth his neighbor. So today, right, we always say birds of a feather flock together, right? Mm-hmm. So, you got somebody that's a crackhead, they're going to hang with crackheads. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to find nobody that's not a crackhead and they're going to hang with somebody a whole bunch of crackheads,
right.
Or a drunkard is going to hang with a bunch of drunkards because they got something in common. Mm-hmm. Weed smokers, weed heads, going to all chill with weed heads. You know what I'm saying? If not, they can't coexist together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read on.
All flesh consorted according to kind, and a man would cleave to his life.
And a man would cleave to his life. Okay, birds of a feather, they flock together. Mm-hmm. So let you know, all flesh consorted according to kind. You know what I'm saying? So everything that's of the same, they're gonna be amongst each other. Why? Because they have the same thing in common, right? Read.
What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb?
So let you know what fellowship. What if you got a pack of wolves, right? How you gonna have some lamb? How you gonna have his dinner right there amongst them?
Right.
And none of them ain't gonna get hungry. They gonna just sit there like, dang, I got this lamb right there. We buddies, but I'm hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he gonna eat that. He gonna devour that thing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Right.
So the sinner with the godly.
So the sinner with the godly. So just like him, he was a pedophile. He saw little boys, little girls, or whatever. Hey, what did he see? He saw that. That's dinner time for me. I want that right there. You know what I'm saying? He watched Sesame Street and probably get an erection or some crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
Right.
But go ahead, read on.
Yes, sir.
You go gabba. Now look back. Go ahead, read on.
What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog?
Yeah, because a hyena is not a dog. He may look like one kind of guy that's some of his characteristics, but a hyena don't bark. He kind of got this laugh. There's no other kind of noise. He's a different species than a dog. Okay, he'll eat a dog up. Mm-hmm. I'm just let you know that right now. He put a dog there, and then hyena gonna tear him up. Okay,
Right.
And cause hyena goes into a different kind of family, like almost like in somewhat of the weasel type family. Just let y'all know that, just a big overgrown weasel. Read on.
And what peace between the rich and the poor?
Hear that? What peace is there between the rich and the poor? So y'all voting, right? Y'all voting, and these people are rich, and you poor. What benefit is that? Go ahead. Verse 19.
As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness.
So just like the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, or a donkey, you know what I'm saying? Or what they call a zebra. Zebra's in the donkey family. He get ate up by lions, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So the rich eat up the poor.
So the rich eat up the poor. That's how they get their money. You take your money, you buy their goods, you buy their clothing, or whatever it is that they own, they get rich off of you.
Right.
Okay? You know, that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Almost like what do you call it? that with the shark or whatever. I forgot what they call it. Food chain. Food chain. You know. Yeah. But go ahead.
As the proud hate humility.
So as the proud hate humility. Go ahead.
So does the rich abhor the poor.
So the rich, they hate the poor. They don't like you. They're not here for you. There's an agenda of why they, you know what I'm saying, why they set things up, okay, and play. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. Why you can't go to the golf, to their little golf club or whatever? You show up there. You ain't part of that golf club, or you can't afford that. You gotta go, man. You ain't part of that, so they don't like you. You ain't on the same level as them. They gonna say you ain't on my level. like what's his name? I forgot his name from Atlanta or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That song, you ain't on my level.
Oh, Little Scrappy.
Little Scrappy, that's his name. Yeah. So hey, that's what he's saying. You're not on that same level as them, so you're not gonna talk the same business. You ain't gonna talk on that level, so you can't be included in that circle. Give me Amos 3:3 real quick. So this is proof right here. Amos 3:3. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know what I'm saying, they both need each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I say, you got opposites. You know what I'm saying? They attract. But go ahead.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. Mm-hmm. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Yeah, so the Bible actually, can two walk together except they be agreed, right? So you ask yourself, no. The question is no, they can't. You know what I'm saying? That's like light and dark. You know what I'm saying? They can't coexist together. You know, one got to go away in order for the other one to exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle. Okay, now it's dark time, it's night. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's what's it call it? It's daytime. So kind of like, for example, you know, hey, it get dark. Now you can see the moon a lot clearer, and then you can see the stars, right? Those are little lights, but you only see them at night. Mm-hmm. So in the daytime, what happens? That's light, but that only comes during the time of night, but you're not going to see that star during the day like that.
Right.
No. Even though it's still up there, but you're not going to see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the sun is out. You know, so it's just showing you things cancel out one another. And they have to, you know, be there, you know. But one, you know, like you say, hey, you know, the rich go eat up the poor. That's just what they do, right? Oh man, I dropped my Bible. Okay, so that's the thing there with the Epstein guy right there, you know. Now, you like you said, you got Bill Clinton, him and his wife. They was getting. I was gonna touch on that as well, but you know, I'm gonna jump past that. You know what I'm saying? So they. You know, they getting questioned. They're upset about that. You know, their name is mentioned in there along with Donald Trump and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Bill Gates and all them. So go to number 9 real quick. Pull up number 9 if you can.
Pakistan defense minister says country in open war with Afghanistan after strikes.
Right. So now there's, you know, you got, these are rumors of wars, right? You got Pakistan, you got Afghanistan, you know what I'm saying? They're right there next to each other. This is, you know, they were part of your Persian Empire, you know, so, but they got beef too, you know what I'm saying? There's things going on amongst them, right? But let's read a little bit about them. Go ahead.
Pakistan's defense minister has said the country is in open war with Afghanistan.
So they're in open war with each other, right? So these are two, you know, Islamic countries. They got different, you know, tribes of them. You know, they got some beef or whatever. Yeah. This stuff here go way back. You know what I'm saying? Why they beef or whatever. Go ahead.
After Islamabad launched airstrikes on Kabul as part of a wave of attacks across the country, our patience has run out, said Khawaja Muhammad Asif following the attacks. The strikes came after the Afghan Taliban announced a major offense against Pakistani military posts near the border on Thursday night.
So this happened on Thursday night. Go ahead.
The latest attacks follow months of clashes between the two neighboring nations despite agreeing to a fragile ceasefire in October. Last year's negotiations failed to reach a broader agreement for a complete end to hostilities, with both sides blaming each other for not engaging seriously with talks.
Right, read.
The Taliban said a retaliatory operation had been launched at around
About 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock local time on Thursday.
Go ahead.
It said it had captured 19 Pakistani military posts and 2 bases, adding that 55 Pakistani soldiers have been killed. The BBC has not been able to verify these claims.
Right. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of wars, a lot of things taking place that's happened during this week, right? So you know, that's one thing right there. Let's go to let's go to number 10 real quick. You know, we'll come back. We'll go to number 10. So this something here this is another this another war that's been taking place. We always read about Russia and Ukraine, right? They've been fighting their two neighboring countries as well, right? But let's see. Look who else got involved in this madness. Go ahead.
Ghana says at least 55 of its people killed after Russia lured them to fight Ukraine.
Hear that? They were lured in to fight Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? So the Russians came in there. You know, the Putin them came in there. Hey man, you know, we're gonna need you to come on over here. The Johns, hey, come over here and fight on the front line. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
At least 50.
What's a foreign minister?
Okay. Foreign minister says 272 Guyanans are thought to have been drawn into battle since 2022 after he visited Kyiv.
Yeah, so like I said, this is like 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Since 2022. None of us knew about this. I just seen that. I said, man, I gotta bring this up. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, read on.
At least 55 Guyanians have been killed in Russia's war with Ukraine after being lured into battle. Ghana's foreign minister has said after a visit to Kyiv in which officials raised the issue of Russian recruitment of African people.
So the Russian recruitment of African people, you know what I'm saying? And these people here, these are our people from you know, we're gonna read about from, you know, the diaspora. Go ahead.
Reports of African men being attracted to Russia by promises of jobs and ending up on Ukraine's front lines have become more frequent in recent months.
So they put them on suicide. They put them on the front line on suicide. We got to put them there. So we sit in the back and drink some coffee, you know, eat some donuts or whatever, you know, drink some Russian vodka. Let them go out there and fight our fight. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Creating tensions between Moscow and some of the countries involved. Russian authorities have denied illegally recruiting African citizens to fight in Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Why would they? How they gonna get over there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the way from Ghana, from Africa, all the way over to, you know what I'm saying, to that other side of Asia or Europe or whatever, how you want to say it. You know, how they gonna get over there? You know what I'm saying? And join your military. Read on. Read that again. Russian authorities.
Russian authorities have denied illegally recruiting African citizens to fight in Ukraine. The foreign minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa said in a post on X on Thursday.
So they bring this out on the social media. You know, this is on Twitter right here. Okay, go ahead.
We were informed that 272 Guyanans are believed to have been lured into battle since 2022, for which have an estimated 55 have been killed and 2 captured.
Right. So we're just getting a number. They keep giving us a number about, you know, about 202, and then the estimated 55. Way more than that. But go ahead.
And have been killed and 2 captured as prisoners of war. At a media briefing on Tuesday, Andriy Zibia, the Ukrainian foreign minister who was standing alongside, said more than 1,780 Africans from 36 different countries were fighting in the Russian army.
So now he recruiting people from all over different parts of Africa, okay? Right. All the different countries, you know what I'm saying? He lured them in, you know, he probably kidnapped them. You know, it might be a slave trade or something, you know, because they got that slave thing going on. Yeah, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We got, you gotta, use your spiritual, thoughts on this thing. Yeah. You know, you ain't just recruit them. You know what I'm saying? You know, because Africa got good stuff over there. We got poor of our people there. Then you got some wealthiness over there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them ain't gonna just go over there just to fight no damn war. Right. That don't make sense. Exactly. These juggers were kidnapped. I guarantee you. But go ahead. I'll just give you my opinion. Yeah. But go ahead.
Ghana, which has economic and diplomatic ties to Russia.
Hear that? So they got economic and diplomatic ties to Russia. Go ahead.
Intended to raise awareness about recruitment and to dismantle dark web illegal recruitment schemes operating within our jurisdiction. Ablakwa said in his post on X, "This is not our war."
Hear that? This is not our war. Go ahead.
And we cannot allow you to become human shields for others, he said.
He got to see that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's saying that this is not our war, but, it's more to it than this, man. It's always something when you're dealing with Esau, okay? Jump down and what's the South African government. Read it.
South Africa's government said this week that 2 of its citizens had died on the front lines of the conflict. The 2 were separate from a group of 17 South Africans who were tricked into fighting for Russia and Ukraine, and who have mostly been repatriated, South Africa's foreign minister said in a statement. In South Africa, Duda Zuma Zambuda, a daughter of the former South African president Jacob Zuma, is being investigated by police for alleged involvement in luring more than a dozen South African men to Russia.
So there's a lot of, how you luring somebody in? Meaning you done kidnapped them, and sent them over there, and you done probably got paid. You got paid big time. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of evil stuff taking place. You know what I'm saying, in certain countries, certain places, man. So with that, let's just to show you, we're not supposed, like us, we shouldn't even join. We're not supposed to join their military, guys. So don't get involved in none of that. I used to be in the military. A lot of us, people, we didn't know no better back then. But if you in the military, if I was you, hey, get out. You know what I'm saying? What time it is right now? You got the time. You know what I'm saying? But don't join the military, man. Go. There's different opportunities for you. Go to colleges, different trade schools, different things you can learn. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go into the military. Right. All right, but go to First Esdras. We're gonna go in the book of Esdras. First Esdras chapter. Let's see here real quick. 1 and verse 25. Real quick. So go ahead.
First Esdras chapter 1 and verse 25.
So what we about to read about our forefather King Josiah. Okay, he was a great man, but he also got involved in some stuff that in the war that had nothing pertaining to him. Okay, go ahead.
Now after all these acts of Josiah, it came to pass that Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, came to raise war at Carmachanus upon Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. So
Josiah, he came out there to go up against him, right? To see what's taking place. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, why is all this army and stuff? Why is this uproar going on, right? Up in my area, close near me. Go ahead.
But the king of Egypt sent to him, saying, "What have I to do with thee, O king of Judea?"
He said, "What have I to do with thee, O king of Judea?" Because he's getting ready. So you got the king of Egypt is getting ready to make his way to the head up toward Euphrates. Okay, so he cutting through Israel. You know what I'm saying, with his armies and stuff. To cut up through there. Go ahead.
"I am not sent out from the Lord God against thee."
So he let him know. He said, "I'm not coming here to do battle against you, King Josiah." You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm on my way here to do battle with, I guess at this time when you would call it might have been the Assyrians, or it could have been, I think it was the Assyrians at this time. I think that's who he was going to war with. Well, go ahead.
"For my war is upon Euphrates."
Right, he's going up to the Euphrates River, that goes up through Iraq to Syria. Go ahead.
"And now the Lord is with me. Yea, the Lord is with me, hasten me forward. Depart from me and be not against the Lord." He
said, so now the king of Egypt is saying, hey, this is of your God. You know what I'm saying? This is of the Most High God. I gotta go to war, go to battle. It tells us, the Lord is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. And there's all these things that take place is happening because this is prophecies that's taking place right here, what we're reading, right? But we ain't supposed to be involved in all these different war, all this stuff that got nothing to do with us. Right. Read on.
"Howbeit, Josiah did not turn back his chariot from him."
He didn't turn his back, right? So what did he do?
"But undertook to fight with him, not regarding the words of the prophet Jeremy spoken by the mouth of the Lord."
So Jeremiah, this Jeremy is Jeremiah, and here that's his name in Greek. Okay, right. They say Jeremy, but it's Jeremiah, the prophet. So what were the prophets? These were Israelites. These were black men. So Jeremiah told them, don't get involved in that. That had nothing to do with you. Right. They're gonna fight. Okay, go ahead.
"But join the battle with him in the plain of Megiddo."
Of Megiddo, right? Armageddon. That's what that's going into. Go ahead.
"And the princes came against King Josiah."
Right. Go ahead.
"Then said the king unto his servants, Carry me away out of the battle."
So he got hurt in the battle. You know what I'm saying? He came out there. He tried to, be a part of the battle. Guess what? He got hurt. He got hit with a stray arrow. Go ahead.
"For I am very weak, And immediately his servants took him away out of the battle. Then he got up upon his second chariot and being brought back to Jerusalem, died.
So that's where he died at. You know what I'm saying? Why? He didn't follow the counsel. You know what I'm saying? He was a great man, but he didn't follow the counsel that was given to him from the prophets. You know what I'm saying? You always got to listen to counsel. You know what I'm saying? Don't despise, like I said, Tobit 4. Give me Tobit 4 and 18 real quick. Give me that. Tobit 4 and 18. Never despise counsel that's profitable for you. Okay, don't do that thing. Go ahead. We're going to get to the next thing. Go ahead.
Tobit chapter 4 and verse 18. Ask counsel of all that are wise, and despise not any counsel that is profitable.
Hear that? He asked for counsel that is wise. The wise man was what's his name? That was Jeremiah at the time. He was a very wise man. You know, he was a prophet of the Most High. Gave him counsel. Don't get involved in this. This has no matters dealing with you. You know, matter of fact, go to Sirach 11 and 7 real quick. Sirach 11 and 7. Just getting to the point. You got that for me?
Bring it out.
Yeah.
Sirach chapter 11 and verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke.
Right, so let you know, hold on, let me see. Actually, jump up to verse 10. That's what I meant. Actually, 9. Start at 9.
Verse 9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth not. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not.
So don't strive. Don't get involved in something that got nothing to do with you. Okay. So go ahead.
And sit not in judgment with sinners.
Right. Don't sit in judgment with sinners. You know, don't get involved in the midst of other people's madnesses. But read.
There is
10.
Verse 10. My son, meddle not with any matters.
He said, meddle not with many matters.
For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent.
You're not going to be innocent. You're going to be caught up in the midst of that, right?
And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain. Neither shalt thou escape by fleeing.
See, he couldn't escape. He got injured. He fled, but he died. You know what I'm saying? Because of his injuries. So he got caught up in that, and that wasn't right. You know that was he got jacked up. So now go to that last one for me real quick. The last one. Yeah, the last article. The article.
Iran live updates.
So we saw this morning. This is by Iran. We see what's taking place, right? So Iran, go ahead.
Iran live updates announcing major U.S. operation. Trump calls for regime change. President Donald Trump announced major combat operations against Iran on Saturday, with strikes in the joint U.S.-Israel attack targeting military and government sites, officials said.
So this happened this morning. The first thing I saw on my phone, I said, "Oh snap! I got something I got to bring out. I got some early stuff, some good things to bring out." Go ahead.
The massive operation sparked threats of retaliation by Iran and reports incoming missiles and drones around the region.
Okay, all around that so-called Middle East region, you know what I'm saying, which is Northeast Africa. Go ahead.
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. A vicious group of very hard, terrible people, Trump said in a video statement. U.S. officials said the operation could potentially last days. And Trump acknowledged that there may be American casualties.
Many American casualties, right? Because I seen also they show where Iran, I think, dropped a bomb in Qatar, right?
Right.
Yeah, because you got a military base there in Qatar. You know what I'm saying? Doha, Qatar. I've been there before.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, hey. So there's a lot of stuff that's taking place. You know, go back to that. We was at Matthew 24 real quick. Go there real quick. I know I'm running out of time. We go to Matthew chapter 24. As I told you, we'll come back to this. Read verse 3.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon a Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
Right. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
So we just read about those other countries, they're neighboring, they fighting against each other. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Read.
For nation shall rise against nation.
Nation rise against nation.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence.
You got the smallpox, you had COVID, you got more stuff that's going to be coming, read.
And earthquakes in diverse places.
Right, you got all these earthquakes that's been taking place. All these things is happening for a reason. These are prophecies that the prophets are bringing out of old, okay? This thing ain't just happening and on its own. This thing is meant to come out, okay? Right. And I just want to bring this out too. Also, if y'all seen a couple weeks ago, you had Trump. He came to Fort Bragg. You know what I'm saying? Right. He made a speech to Fort Bragg. He was talking about beefing up the military. You know, Fort Bragg, for y'all don't know, Fort Bragg is the largest army base population-wise in the United States. That's the home of the 82nd Airborne, the 18th Airborne Corps. They call it Black Dragons or the Red. I forgot what they call it, something Dragons. Then you got the home of the Special Forces, Special Operations. All that stuff is there on Fort Bragg, and they talking about beefing up the military. They get more. They want to beef up the Navy. They talking about getting bigger ships, stronger ships that can go faster. They say they want that thing. They want the Navy to be stronger than what it was back on World War I and II. Wow. They had those battles and stuff out there out in the ocean. So now you have all those things that's taking place that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about getting more ships, more jets, and all that stuff. So he said, I want to put fear. I want to put fear on all those nations. I want them to fear us. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had more time. And I wanted to bring out Isaiah 14. Actually, I just say like this. You know what I'm saying? This they drop bombs on people and they make things happen. This is Babylon the Great. This is that nation that we reading about. But with that, man, hey, look, we here again. I'm Officer Nahum. We IUIC Raleigh. We're here on Oak 93.5. We here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Who I have in the booth with me?
Officer David
and Officer Obadiah.
With that, man, we're gonna tell you, hey, Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Hope you guys got something from this. Hey, if you can, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to our YouTube, IUIC Raleigh. Subscribe to our Facebook, IUIC Raleigh or IUIC Gastonia. And hit us up. Don't be no stranger. You know what I'm saying? Look us up. With that, we say Shalom.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.